I'm sure we've all felt the jolt of anxiety after a frightening experience, like watching a horror movie or even someone coming up behind you and scaring you in a playful way. Our hearts race, cortisol levels rise, and our bodies naturally enter fight or flight mode. Imagine waking up to this feeling every morning. That's what happens when we wake up to a sudden and loud alarm. If you've watched any of my other morning routines, you know I made the switch to a sunrise alarm many years ago. It's a small change that's made a huge difference in the way I start my day. A sunrise alarm simulates the gradual brightening of dawn, waking you up gently and naturally. It allows your body to transition smoothly from sleep to wakefulness. And if you think about it, our ancestors didn't have alarms. They woke up with the sun. Our bodies are naturally programmed to follow this rhythm. So that's why I love using a sunrise alarm, because it helps me reconnect with this natural sleep-wake cycle. I also avoid checking my phone first thing in the morning. It's so easy to get caught up in the temptation of scrolling through messages and social media, especially when, as humans, we naturally crave connection and find comfort in staying informed. But starting your day this way can lead to unnecessary stress and anxiety because all this information stimulates our mind. I once did a mini dopamine detox challenge where one of the goals was to avoid using our phone until noon. And I have to say it was quite challenging because even though I don't get on social media early in the morning, I do use my phone for things like meditating and working out. So it was very challenging at first, but at the same time, it felt so good to not be stimulated by any external sources and instead be more in tune with myself. If you're prone to anxiety or stress like me, consuming caffeine first thing in the morning might not be the best idea because it could further activate your stress response. Our cortisol levels naturally peak within the first hour of waking up, and then they gradually drop as the day progresses. So consuming a caffeinated drink like coffee first thing in the morning will essentially spike our cortisol levels at their peak. So that's why I prefer starting my day with a glass of water to rehydrate my body after a long night of sleep. And then after a few hours, I'll have a cup of matcha, which does have caffeine, but thanks to an amino acid it has, it helps the body absorb the caffeine more slowly, providing a sustained level of energy throughout the day. A lot of people say they find it difficult to meditate because their mind is so active. They have too many thoughts and have a hard time quieting their mind. And I know it sounds ironic, but these are the people that could benefit from meditating the most. And I get it. At first, meditating was really challenging for me. It would start off great. I'd focus on my breath, inhale, exhale, and then all of a sudden, a thought would pop up, something I needed to do. Then I'd remember a conversation I had, and I'd replay that in my mind. Then I'd come back to my breath and wonder if I was even doing this right. And this is all a normal part of the process, because meditation isn't about not thinking. It's about becoming aware of what you're thinking and not judging yourself for it. It definitely gets easier with time, and with consistent practice, you'll find that your mind naturally begins to quiet down. There will be less thoughts and more moments of stillness. A morning ritual that I can't imagine going without is a short yoga session.
Just to pull the ear further away from that shoulder. Keep pressing it down.
The gentle stretches and deep breaths help to loosen tight muscles, improve blood circulation, and awaken my body in a gradual and calm way. After hours of lying in bed, it's natural for our bodies to feel stiff in the morning, so I like to keep the routine pretty simple, and I focus on poses that help me stretch and warm up my body for the day ahead. I do have a few videos that I like to rotate during the week. They're all around 5 to 10 minutes, so I'll have them linked in the description box if you want to check them out. When I lived a very stressful life, I often found myself saying, I don't have time. I guess I felt like I had so much to do that anything that wasn't on my to-do list seemed like a waste of my time. But the truth is, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's not so much about time as it is about priorities. Do I really not have time to do this? Or is it simply not a priority for me? If something truly matters, you make time for it. My peace and my health are non-negotiable, so they're always at the top of my list. And it's amazing how creative you can become when you open yourself up to all the possibilities. Lately, I've been making overnight oats. I prepare them the night before, and then I add whatever toppings I want the next day. And because it's a breakfast I can take with me anywhere I want, I combine this with earthing, connecting with nature, enjoying the peace of the early morning, and getting some morning sunlight. It's a win-win all the way around. I'm nourishing my mind and my body while saving time. I've learned there's always time for what's important. It's just about making conscious choices and prioritizing what truly matters to you. Remember that stress is a normal response of the body, but it doesn't have to control you. By prioritizing your well-being and implementing mindful habits, you can reclaim your peace and create a happier and healthier life. Start with small changes, like a calming morning routine, and watch how it slowly begins to transform your days. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you soon.